Hi everyone and welcome to the introduction to my free online wargaming simulator part 2. So after I published the first introduction, so many inputs came to me, so many new features were developed, so I really have to do this video right now. So what is this wargaming simulator? Basically you can play online with a top-down view any tabletop game you want. It's a sandbox basically, so you can do any rules you want, and I will show you how to start right now. So the easiest way to start is just click on use pre-created map and then just select one. Let's probably take this fantasy village here and just click on create new game. And that's it. We're already set up. We have our map and we can play. The first thing I will do now is here to change layout. So I have all the stuff right here and don't need to scroll, and probably I will make the map a bit smaller so I can see everything on my screen right now. Maybe a bit bigger. Yeah, that's okay. So how do we start? The first thing we do is add. We can just add our models here. So we have a base size of 25 now. We're black. We can do something like 40 and we make it green. And you see we can place some models here. We can also do square bases here. So for example, let's do 25 x 25. So if you do it with an x, it's a square base. And if you don't do anything, it's a round base. If you, that's one of the new features, put an O here, like this, then it's basically an oval base like this. And we can also do an elongated base that looks like this. So we have all the different bases we could possibly want. And what we also can do is we can select file now here. So far until this step you don't need anything, you can just play with bases, but we can also add a big image here. And I have rendered some goblins, and let's just probably take a goblin army. What about a wolf rider? And let's, yeah, I think this base fits fine. We can also put in some info here like wolf rider. I should have done that before adding the base. You can see now it displays the name and everything. We could do stuff like the quality and the defense. We can put in the weapons here like heavy weapon. Let's just write something. And if we're finished with adding our stuff, we have to click on accept. The image here can only, so you can only select one image and you have to play to click on accept after every single image. So for the wolf rider now, it will work. But you see all the bases here now have the wolf rider as an icon. So if I want to add some other model, for example, like our chariot, and let's probably put that on a 50 times 100 base. Let's place it here. I just click on accept and I'm there. It's uploaded, it's there. And if I move the mouse now over my models, I can, for example, edit details. So I think I did not click after I did the add previously. Let's just try it here. Some info and add the models here. That's it. And yeah, you see now on the window on the right, you have all the information you just put in here. And I can also do edit, click on that and just name it Goblin Chariot, very strong. And then again, click on accept. So all the actions I do, I have to click on accept afterwards. And now if I move my mouse over that model here, I see, oh, it's a Goblin Chariot and it's very, very strong. And also I have my information here. That's how you add units. And one thing that's a bit more complicated, I also want to add here, especially for fantasy rank and flank games, we can also do multi-bases. So let's say we have 10 goblins. They have a total size of 100 times 40 and the base size is 20 times 20. So you see we have 100, times 40, the total size, and then our single base sizes. And let's just, there, I forgot what I wanted. Let's put it again, and I wanted to select an image here. So let's just take a normal goblin warrior and add our goblins here and here. Click on accept. And you see we have them here. And now let's just wait until the images get uploaded. Should be done soon. Sometimes it takes some seconds. But then we should have displayed all the models here. Yeah, sometimes it takes longer because of the browsers not loading new files. Let's just add something else. So you see now they're there. And let's just select some other file. For example, like this. Let's have 20 goblin rangers now here. And you see now it was instantly. Okay, so we talked about the first thing we want to do. We want to add stuff. And edit stuff, I can also now edit this or go here, but we already talked about that. Very important for tabletop is the measuring. So we want to measure from here to here. We have our distance displayed here, but also when moving our mouse, we see the distance from unit to unit or from point to point or point to unit. You can just, like, it will snap to the units, or you can just move it on the ground here. You will always see the latest measurement up here. We can also draw a radius, like let's do a 3-inch radius here, or we can click on a unit and then we'll put a 3-inch radius around that unit. We can also say keep. So if we now do something else, like measure from here to here, the last radius will still be displayed. So when doing something like add, we can see, okay, we're inside, we're outside the radius. We can also display arcs. So for example here, the front, side and back. We have the 45 degrees option, but we can also have it like this. So it's just lines through all the sides. Depending on the game system you play, sometimes you need the 45 degrees, sometimes you need the other ones. And yeah, then we're set up. We can start with our model, with our game. We can move units around. So we can take these goblins, and you see we have a distance, so it's 6.5 inch, and we have an angle of 165 degrees. So always the angle is displayed too, because depending on the game you play, you might need it. Can I just move that here? I can move them here. I can move the chariot over here. And I can also do a parallel move. So if I move this, okay, this was like a round base. It doesn't really make sense. But for example, this, still round. This one, if I do the parallel move, you see the model is not rotated. If I unclick that, the model is always rotated in the movement direction. You can also press Control and then it will do a parallel move, so you don't have to click on that. And yeah, again, after I did all my moves, click on accept and all the units have moved. You can also do a rotate. So depending on the game you play, sometimes the rotation is important. You see the angle is displayed here all the time. Also again displayed here. After moving, click on accept, and that's it. We can remove models. So if we take some casualties, we can just click on them and you see everything that is marked now will be removed. Takes a second to load. And you see they're gone. We can also remove stuff from these units and you see it will just delete unit after unit. And let's click on accept. You see the base size decreased. So it's perfectly working also with multi-based models. We can also do a duplicate, like placing this here, or select this. But you should be aware you can only duplicate one model as many times you want. But if I click on this, all these will be removed again, and I can only duplicate that. We can also draw deployment zones here. We can set the distance, the angle, depending on what game you play. There are different deployment zones. We can also do something like diamonds. So if you only can display in the deploy in the corners, or the assault where you have like pointy flanks, also from top to bottom. We can have half of our sizes. That's for example for that zone from Mantic Games. We can also have it rotated, inverted, and we can have also these steps and the normal one. Then we can, as I did in the beginning, change the layout here. So the layout we now have is 2 columns, so perfectly for being on the right. If I do change layout, it's much wider, so perfectly for being below that. For my screen, it makes more sense with this. We can also change all the text colors. So if I go over a model I named, and you see I didn't name any model, then it should be displayed here. Let's do that now. You see, now it's green. And I can select whether to show the names or never. If I click on always, you see the names are always there, never. Then even if I select something, the name will not be displayed and selected, of course. If I click on it, I see the name. Also, I can also change here the size of the text. I have my player name down here, so let's put in Udo. And everything I do, so for example, if I do this movement here now, like 8.1 inch, you see the unit is moved, but also everyone else taking part in this game will see Udo moved the unit I did not name at all by 8.1 inch and 7 degrees. So you can't really cheat and say, I just moved 12 inches, but in reality you moved like 14 inches. Let's do that once again with a unit we did name. So you see Udo moved the Goblin Rider. So everyone knows what happened. And we can throw dice. So most important for most tabletop games, let's just roll 10 dice. And you see we have 3 1s. Oh, that's a really bad roll. Only 1 6. So if the goblins have like a 4+ quality, that would be 1 single hit. But we could also now say, okay, we want to reroll all the ones. So I can just click on here, and you see it did throw 3 dice, 3 2s, also not that great. And all the dice rolls are also displayed down here, so you can't cheat with them either. Here is a field for notes for you. You can write down anything. No one will see what happens here. It will be just displayed on your computer, and you can chat here. You can just write a message, and everyone will see that. So like, for example, if you don't play with Discord or some voice chat. To play together, you can share the link here, or you can just display the ID here. If you put that in on the first page, let's just open that here. If you put the game ID in here, then I see everything. Let's call this Udo 2. And I can then just move stuff, click on accept, and then you see Udo 2 moved something. If I go here, you see it's refreshed, and you see who did what. The easiest way would be to just share the link, but of course you can just share the ID. If you want, if you like this tool, you can of course support me on Patreon. It would be really great, because this tool is completely free. You can use it for anything you want. I will not charge any money for that. Yeah, so any support is of course welcome from your side. And after a game, you can click on here, download all steps as image files. Be careful with that, because it will basically load your game. Go to the first step, download the image. Go to the second step, download the image. You cannot stop the process, so the browser will just download stuff until you have downloaded all the steps, and then you can take these images to for example, do a battle report or create a GIF to see like a fast forward through the whole game. Yeah, that's basically the Wargaming simulator. Let's go on the start page once again. So we can join an existing game, we can create a new game. I did use this pre-created maps. I created them. The maps down here are done with a 2-minute tabletop. They have awesome fantasy assets. So like the backgrounds, the houses, everything you see here is from them. But they also have World War I trenches. It was really fun to create this map. But you can of course create your own map. So click here on map, say how big the table is, select our file. Let's probably take this. This is a 48 by 48 inch map, and then click on create new game. Down here I have some links. So these are my assets, but there are several other pages where you can create awesome, download awesome stuff, or like from the here DIY create awesome stuff. Just check out the link. It's really awesome what the people did there, and most of the stuff is for free. My assets, you can see basically we have all the maps. We have some markers like fantasy and sci-fi, the activated markers, wounds. I did all the goblins, so you can play the full goblin list for Age of Fantasy. And I included all the stuff I added here on the maps also in this zip archive, so you can create your own maps from here, or just head over to 2-minute tabletop. They have so many great things. Let's just have a look at them. They have this free collection here, and you see it's filled with maps and assets here in the World War I things, and it's just great. Can just suggest everyone to check that out. Yeah. And that's it basically. I will add the link for this video here too. If you liked it, play it, give me feedback. You can either do it here on the YouTube comments, write me an email, whatever you like, and I'm happy to include everything and make this tool even better. And of course, I'd be happy if you would become a patron, so you can support me in creating more free cool tools. I hope you like this, and let me know what you think in the comments, and until next time.